Well, hey guys, and welcome to this week's or last week's build video and finish of the A10 Warthog. I had a really busy week. My daughter's 18th birthday, my birthday, then my daughter's informal graduation because the school let the seniors line up in front of the school, social distancing, and we could drive around and take pictures, but it wasn't really the walk. But it was still a really good day, really busy the last couple of days. But I did get the A10 finished. The customer, or the friend customer who wanted this for a birthday present for her father, gave me one timeline, and then when I was talking to her about what was going on, she's like, I need it in a week instead of 2 weeks, so I had to get it done really quick. And most part, I'm very happy. I hope you guys enjoy. And that's pretty much what I worked on last week, and now I'm trying to get the video up. Well, I'm getting the video up, so again, I apologize, guys. I know I usually put stuff up Friday or Saturday, but with everything that went on, it was really crazy. And then on top of that, my dad went down to Wyoming to visit some friends and family and ended up having to go back into the hospital because he developed an infection in his leg and had to have surgery. So that too, and because of the COVID thing, we weren't even we can't go visit, we can't even, so there's that. So keep him in your well wishes and for a speedy recovery, and he should be home in a couple of years once everything's done, his therapy, his healing, and his prosthetic. But with that, guys, we're going to get to the video here real quick. But before we do, if you're new to the channel, click on the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and you'll know when I upload. Thank you guys, and please, if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section. I usually respond within 12-24 hours. I might not have responded really fast last week because of all that was going on, but hey, thank you guys. And with that, let's get to the A10. Well, welcome to Sunday, guys, and back to work. I got a call from the person asking that hired me to do this A10 build, as you can see, and instead of 2 more weeks, they need it by Monday of the following week. So great, it's no bother to me. I'll get it done. But this is what when we left off at the base, all I had to do, I was clear coating it, gloss coat, and then I added wash. Now I used 2 different washes. Sorry guys with the camera. I started with T.B.I panel line, and then I moved to Vallejo. I like a lot about T.B.I. I really prefer using this, but the problem you're going to find even if you gloss coat this several times is because this is so porous. The gloss doesn't get all of the pores closed up and sealed, so it'll drink this, which does really good because it makes it even more rock, but you're going to go through some. So I went to the Vallejo model wash. It's a little bit darker, and as you guys can tell, it still did great. So this is the base, and I got the tape off. I got to do some touch-up paint on the edges, not them really crazy, and then touch up on this switch. But there we go, guys. So I think this week is just going to be about the A10 and getting it done. So I'll come back when I got more to share with you guys. Alright guys, back at it. And if you guys have built anything and tried to mask things off, you know it's kind of a pain in the butt, especially on the canopies that come with these kits. Now, T.B.I and there's other places that do great masks, but if you don't want to spend the money on getting window masks, there's another really easy way to do this. So, what I do, and I actually learned this from another modeler, and if you want to check out the page, it's Spruce Society on Facebook. Check out what they do. Really great, another great community of builders. And like I said, we all learn to teach each other from other things. So what I learned was, this is just, it's a little bit bigger piece of the tape, the T.B.I masking tape. And basically, what you want to do is you want to cut small segments or small pieces like that. Okay? And I'm just going to show you because it's a little hard to actually try to put them on and show you how to do it. But when you go and do this, you cut you know, the length, and then you can, and you take your tweezers, whatever's help, and then you just follow on the outline what you need to mask off for the canopy. And as you can see, I still got a piece here to do, but I've already done the top of the window, the side, and most of the bottom. And then the big piece in here, I can just cut down a size of piece and just put it there. And you know, this technique works a heck of a lot better than trying to, you know, some kits have really good raised detail where you can put the masking tape on and just rub it until you can see the outline, and then you take a very sharp X-Acto knife and light pressure cut that what you don't need. Just cut the ends, you know, cut the outside or the inside of the window so you keep that mask in the middle, and then get rid of the tape on the side. But on some of these models, like doing this one, Rebel doesn't really, they do a decent job, but they don't really, you know, give you a lot of good raised detail for that. So I'm going to keep going on this, and when I get it done, I will show you what it looks like. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, well, here's the front canopy done. And it does take a little bit of time, but you'll be very, very happy when you do this. Like I said, making these smaller strips just help get the outline of the window that you want to save, and get the parts that you want to painted. So I still have to do the large canopy, but I'm waiting on a couple of pieces to get done drying, and then I'm going to cut those off. It's the mirror pieces that go in. I'm going to cut those off, get those glued in, and then I'm going to finish masking this off. And what I mean by after I get, because I want to see how they look in the canopy, make sure I have them lined up right before I get all that done. And then, guys, the next part is I've got to, let me move stuff around here so you can see. Yes, I even made a block that makes it easier for me to. So, besides the hole I drilled, I also have a block now I can work with. So I got to do a scratch piece for here so I can get it in and get it puttied and get it sanded before I put the canopy on. And that was the other drawback to this Rebel kit is a lot of kits you can do things for closed or open canopy. You can do either with the canopy and then make the parts to help it open if not. But Rebel molded it open, and yeah, I mean, yeah, that's cool, but you know, if you want to do it closed like I'm doing for this person, I cut this piece here, this black piece or this flat piece that had the canopy open like that, and now I'm going to cut a piece of styrene, get it glued in, and so when everything comes on, it'll all be flat and look good. So alright guys, I'm going to keep at it, and when I have more to show, I'll be back. So see you soon. Alright, well, let me dig around here, but that's a piece of styrene. And I cut it down to size using my scoring knife and a sander. And this is what I made it from. And you can tell that's pretty thick. So I C8'd it in. I'm gonna, okay, so it's pretty well there. I gotta putty it, and then let's see here. As you can see, sometimes you have to test. So might have to cut that down a bit to get it set, or I'm going to sand it down. I'm going to have to sand that part back here on the front, but I'm going to let this get really good and set. So when it gets good and set, guys, I'll show you how to take care of something delicate and weird like this and keep going. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, I've got the rear view mirrors in, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's a pain in the behind. Just be careful. They're definitely little pieces to work with. Just take your time, but there you go. Let's see if nothing falls out, and I can, let's see here. There you go. Put my hand behind it. It's hard to see them, but they're there. You can see them this way though. Alright guys, I'm going to keep at it, and when I get ready to do this part, I will be back. So, see you in a bit. Alright guys, so I'm using one of my new, a medium, and then I'm using the blue sanding sticks here. Sorry. What you want to do is, if it goes a little bit big and you don't try to use your X-Acto knife or you start doing damage on this. Because you know the cockpit's going to sit, the edge is going to be back there. What you can do is just again lightly take your sanding stick and start sanding it down. Okay, and then you can take off the tops because you're going to get that funk. But yeah, and keep looking at it because I know this thing's going to take a little bit. So, but yeah, don't be in a big hurry. And then if you need to, periodically, I know I don't have the bottom piece to the canopy on yet, but this will help me be able to really tell what I'm going to have to kind of work on. So, because I think, sorry guys, it's kind of delaying. I'm going to go ahead and put the bottom piece here on so I can see what we're kind of have to deal with here. Sorry. Because we know this comes all the way back. And I might have to do more work on it, and I mean more with the putty, just to kind of get this built up, because this should, yeah, just like it's kind of showing, it should sit in like so. Yeah, sometimes these pieces and me just don't get along. So it should sit like so, and the canopy, should sit on top. So I might actually have to, I've got that sanded down, but I might have to do a little bit of putty build just to get that to mate up, or even take that canopy down a little more, which I think I need to anyway, so it all seams up. But I might, like I said, have to wait when I get this all put on and see what I need to do, because as you guys can tell, it's kind of different. So let me get working on that, and I'll show you what I did when I come back. Alright guys, you hear the paint booth over there and the compressor going. I've gotten everything pretty much ready to get the canopy finished and put on and do the little work I was talking about earlier. So I had to prime the front of it because most of it's black, or the front part of it's black, and so I have to get that airbrush before I can put the canopy on. So what you guys are seeing here is, let me shut that off for a second. So here is the wing wheels, port and starboard, and because I'm going to do this in flight, I'm going to go ahead and get these painted, because before I do any more, before I can seal up those rear bays and get them masked off, I've got to get the gears in, and I want to get these done up well and get them put in, and I'll show you that, what I mean when we get there, guys. So I'm going to go flat black, and then I'm going to use, I have pastel chalks. I'm going to use a little bit of a white brown, I'll show you, and I'm going to dust this, but I'm going to go flat black for the tire, because I don't have a rubber yet, which I definitely need to get in my stock. I'm going to go flat white for the inside, and then I'll do silver touch-ups on the nuts. And then back here, I'm going to keep the inside more black, and so it's highlighted black, and then I'll touch up, this will be white, and then I will touch up, and I will do silver, and then I will stain them to make it all look even better. So that's where we're at, guys, and I'll show you how I do that. I'm not going to show you me painting again, because I've shown that to you guys enough. Unless you do ask for it, then I will do it again. But this is where we're going, and I mean, like I said, I got 8 days to get this done, and it's not very much. It's actually pretty cold up here in North Dakota again. It snowed yesterday, weird thing. First part of Maine, it's snowing. Good rule of thumb is we wait to do anything till after the 15th of May, because then most of the blizzards are done. But I'm going to keep going at it, so I'll show you guys what I have done when I get done. So see you in a bit. Alright, welcome back guys. As you can see, I went ahead and finished up the landing gear on the front, getting the doors in, and started working. Like I said, I was painting all these, getting them ready. One of the things you're going to have to do if you want to do wheels up like I'm doing is you're going to have to make some modifications. Now, on this landing gear, there's a big hump, and it's covered right here. It's weird. So you're going to have to take that off, cut it down so you can put the gear in pretty easily, like so, as I say. And yeah, it takes a little oomph sometimes to get it to go in, but take your time and work with it, and you can get it in. Trust me. I'll show you. I got this one already done, and it's C8 in and letting it sit, and getting good and tight and good and ready to go. And then I'm just, like I said, I'm working on doing this one. And the weird thing is, because some of this stuff is just a pain in the butt. One will go in where you have almost no space to work with, and then one will go in where you have way too much, or it's a little tight like this one's doing. You go ahead and push it in. You can touch up the paint as needed. And you can see everything. You want to make sure, sorry guys, you want to make sure everything's good and level, and it is. And there might be little tweaks when I go to put the doors on, but I'll deal with those as I have to. But this landing bay is a little bit tighter than this one. But the other thing I did, because it's going to be all hidden, is I've gone ahead and I just glop in some CA to get it good and held so it's in position like so. And there we go guys. So when this gets good and set, I will start working on the landing bay doors for this, and that will pretty much fix the bottom as it's needed to be done. And then I'll be able to get everything in and get this all masked off, what I need to, from like the tire and all that. And just kind of looking. Yeah, they look good. Yep. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you kind of come to mess with it, and sometimes it's what you get's what you get, even with working with the modifications. So there we go guys. Getting a lot done today. This is still Sunday, and so there we go. So the next part is I got to get the bay doors on, and then I can turn it back up, set it back in the thing, and get the cockpit canopy on. So I'll come back when I get more done, guys. See you in a bit. Well, happy Tuesday or Monday, guys. Yeah, it is Monday. Wow, I'm keep track of days. So I did get more done a little bit last night. I got both the canopies on, and just a tidbit, even though this canopy has the plastic, that piece of plastic you saw go on the bottom, and then I used like 2 to 3 little drop, well 1, 2, 3, 4 little drops on the corners of my T.B.I glue. I kept noticing the canopy fogging up, and I remembered, and I should have did it. I just didn't think about it. I was in a hurry. But guys, get yourself, I like this Model Masters clear part. I know there's other glues out there, but I've been using this one for a while. Make sure you use clear glue, so for clear parts and window maker glue like that, to take care of your canopies. I did it on this part because there was no plastic, and I thought because of the plastic on there it'd be fine, but it started fogging the inside of the canopy. And what that is as the fumes, as it starts to dry, it fumes up and it discolors, or creates that fog. So that's what I did. I had to actually take this off. I cleaned all the glue off, touched up what little paints I needed to, and then I used the clear glue and reset it down and got it set. And then I used some, the funny thing about the clear parts on this Rebel kit is if you use your sprue cut or whatever, you'll crack them, so you might have to do some touch-up work. And like I said, I used the clear cement from Model Masters to get that done. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this canopy cleared up or taped off, so I don't do any more fingerprints or anything on that until I get ready to display it. And then when I do come back, I'll show you how I'm going to get this set up. So, alright guys, as you can tell, I finished getting the canopy done, and then I'm masking off this area so I can build that little lip because I put that piece in. So again guys, I'm going to be using the Bondo red putty, and I really like it because it sands very nice. As you can tell, I haven't sanded these yet, but you can see those lines that I did and how I taped off. One thing I will suggest is get you something that you can work with relatively easy, like this toothpick, and something like that, guys, because you're going to have to build a bit of a hump. I know it sounds weird, but because of the way that canopy went off, you had to do that thing. I just adding a little extra. Now I'll be able to sand all of it down, and I'll sand the pattern and the shape that I want down, but I just want to make sure that this is actually hopefully even. And as you can hopefully tell, you can see, even just wiping it down with my finger, I still put more in. So, and then at some point you're just going to have to, you know, there we go. Just like so, guys. And then when I'll pull the tape off when it dries, and I'll get it sanded down. But that's the next step, and I gotta do some seam work on the bottom. When you saw me put the gear doors in, I gotta take some of my liquid putty because that's gonna be easier to work with and take care of that. But I gotta let this get set up and dry before I do that. So I'll come back when I get ready to show you how I'm gonna take care of the landing gear doors and be able to create that little bit of line that you see in the doors, but also make sure I don't have big gaps. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, well, I'm waiting on the putty to go. I'm working on the weapon systems. I've gone ahead and sanded and did a little plastic liquid putty on this parts that I needed for what the weapons. I'm going to do 4 bombs, 1 rack of missiles, and then the missile thing. What I'm working on right now is the weapon carrying system on underneath the wings. One thing I wanted to tell you, it's kind of hard for me to do this and get going with it, but on these, let's see if I can get up here. On these pieces, these are the arm, you know, the hook-on arms. When you clip them off, you're gonna need to sand the top here and then the bottom of it. Sand it down just a little bit, and I'll show you, because this company didn't design the armatures big enough to hold the support, or the hook-on arms, the support, so you have to sand it down just like that, just a little bit. Maybe do the top where you cut it from the sprue and do that. I would like to have done these on the sprue, but there's just not enough room. So the good thing is they give you a lot of these. The bad thing is, yeah, you're going to do like I did and probably misplace some of them. But then what I do is I take the Tamiya extra thin cement. I don't want to use CA on this. Take my things, my tweezers, and then if I did enough sanding and did it right, then this will fit in just like that. As you guys can see, sorry if it's blinding out, but you have to sand those armatures, those hook-ons down to get them to actually fit into those points on this kit. So I'm going to get these finished up, and I'll see you when I come back, guys. Alright, well, welcome back, guys, and I kind of went ahead and did a sanding, and let's see if I can hopefully get this. There you go. Yeah, I had to go back and use some liquid putty, and I'll take care of anything else after I prime so I can see what needs to be done. I've gone ahead and done the first really good sanding on the bottom, or I mean the top, and I got a little ambitious, so I went ahead and took care of some things on the bottom. Went ahead and got the wheel wells, or the landing bay doors done, and I'll zoom out, and I went ahead and attached the armament arms, because I know what I'm going to do, but I want to get them there so I can start getting, get them shaded well and get them colored. So the next thing I'm going to do is I need to mask off the wheels, get those masked off, and then I got to go back through, and this is something you should guys do if you do a liquid mask to cover up your lights. If you don't have them, like I said, they're easy for these small ones to do. If you don't have a masking kit made for this, but go back and make sure all your lights are masked off. So you're probably going to have to primer a couple of times, but and double check your sanding. But this way the masks are taken care of. And if, while you're sanding down the seam lines, any lights are close to those and you knock those masks off, just go ahead and do a real quick job and get them on. So I'm going to get those on, let them dry, and then first thing tomorrow I'm going to get this primered so I can see what else I have to do yet. So I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Well, happy Tuesday, and yes, I'm on the right day. So I'm going to get the primer onto the A10. I'm letting it warm up a little bit outside first. It's finally back to spring here in North Dakota. But I'm going to work on the weapon systems before I go do that. So yesterday I went ahead and started sanding and getting them primed. I did fix some of the seam lines, but like you can tell right here, let me see if I can bring that up. There. You get a little bit of that, so I'm going to take care of those. So the plan is I'm going to get these all done today and decaled, and hopefully we can start primary on the A10, but again, I'm going to have to get it primed down so I can see what little bit of work has left to be done on the seams. So let me get to this. And one of the things, like you guys have started to know me, I like to pre-shade a lot of everything. So I will do some pre-shading, and then the funny thing is I can either paint these OD green or the typical color of white and with the black stripe. And they don't even give a decal for that little black stripe right there, so I'll be painting that in. They tell you it needs to be there, paint it black, but yeah. So with that, guys, I'm gonna get these done, and when I get them finished or partway through the process, I'll show you each step. So see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, well, I've got some masking done. I've gone ahead, while I was doing the pre-shading, I got the parts like on the Phoenix or the Maverick missiles I wanted to keep black. I masked off, and the cool thing is I usually don't throw anything away, and then these masks are from the NX01 mask kit that I got from Aztec Dummy, and I was trying to figure out how I can get that line most uniform. And then what I figured out is what I figured out is when he cuts these little, when he cuts them out and then you pull them off, as you can see, these pieces in between those cutout windows that you put on the kit actually worked great. So that's what I used. And then I got all the black painted on this that I wanted to keep, and got it masked off. So I can paint the rest of this white and go from there. And then, like I said, I'm going to paint this white. And then when I go to do the bombs, I'm going to do something a little different. I got a picture from my the person I'm building this for. Like I said, her dad worked on A10s and was a big part of them. And she took a couple pictures of the bombs. These are the cluster bombs. And the pictures I got, the back is gray and the front is gray and the middle is green. So I'm going to keep up with the pictures that he has, try to get it as close as I can to his history. And then I'm going to paint So I got all these white, and then I got to paint some white onto the tail fin or the rudders. And then when that dries, I'll mask that off and get the primary color down on those. But the pre-shading's done. So guys, once I get these all painted up, I will show you what they look like. See you in a bit. Alright guys, well there is the armaments done, the bombs and the missiles. Went pretty well. Now I'm going to get them gloss coated and I'll get the decals on and do a little bit of weathering, but pretty happy. And something I will tell you guys, don't, you know, especially on weapon systems like this, you know, paint well, but don't try to completely saturate it or coat it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these things get put up, taken down, put up, taken down, and then some even get fired and dropped, but these get handled a lot. So it's okay if they look a little rough. That's fine. But so now the other thing, as soon as I put that down, is got the priming done for the plane, for the A-10. And let's see here. So overall, I'm really happy with the sanding and seam work job. Now I got to do a little more work right here, and then when you do use crystal clear, and I have actually ordered some microset crystal clear, it's a lot better crystal or clear glue. So when I did this, it did kind of pop a little bit. It's still set pretty firm, but you can definitely tell the edges. So I'm going to actually go through and put a little liquid putty just to help cover up those and get these sanded down. So that'll be good. And then on the bottom, it's really good. I mean, I got a couple of spots here and then back here, but and a little bit on the flaps, but not very much, guys. So I'm very happy with this. So I'm gonna keep going at it, and when I get more done and before I get ready to start the primary paint, I will get back with you guys. So see you in a bit. Okay guys, welcome back. All this is glossed, and now I am starting the fun of decals. And I'm not going to make you guys sit and watch all that, but I'm starting here. And I haven't done the solvy set yet because, like I keep saying, guys, when you have decals like this in small pieces, try to get them all done and then go back and do the solvy set. Because if you solvy set these and then you turn it around and you're trying to do things, you're going to mess them up. But don't forget, make sure you have enough of you know, water on the bottom, you know, to slide easily. But so yeah, so I'm gonna get these decaled up, and when we come back, you'll see what. All right, guys. Well, the decals are on, and I'm gonna share a couple of things as I show you. So on the cluster bombs, you get these. You get two sets. You get the big one, and this is a small one for the front, and then you get the one in the back. These things suck, just so you know. The other thing is for the, sorry, let me get back there, guys. For the missiles, they have 6. You build 6, and even the instructions call, you can put, you know, the 6 of them on the plane, but they only give you decals for 4 of them. So take that into consideration. And yes, I've already applied my Tamiya black to weather it down a little bit, and to make it look good. I've been drying on it and lightly taking. Now there's other ways to do. You know, you can take mineral spirits to really get this good and clean, but I kind of like that. It gives it that used, rough, you know, these planes are, you know, they do some crap. They do some awesome crap. So, yeah. And I've already done this one. Hold on, let me get the right word for you. This is the ECM jamming pod, sorry. And yeah, and I've already weathered down. I've already taken quite a bit of it off, but like I said, I want it to look like, you know, this has already gone through 50, 60 sorties and, you know, whatever. So when it gets good and dry, I'll be doing this tomorrow because I still got to do the cluster bombs. And they got the salvo set on them, where I'd love to show you the crap those stripes are. If you can, you could paint them, or you could leave them off. It's up to you. I tried it, and I'm going to make some more weathering effects to help hide some of the script those stripes cause, because they don't, even if you wet it down enough, they don't like to lay right. And then trying to, the back one's easy because it overlaps nice, but the front one is a real pain. So, but yeah, so there we go, guys, and that is it for the day. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna smoke a pizza for the family, take a break from this. I've been at it 6-7 hours, so I'm gonna take a break, and I'll get back at it tomorrow, guys. So I'll see you then. Well, happy Wednesday, guys, and we're back to work. I'm finishing up on the bombs. Got them aged a bit where I want them, and I'll show you what I did when they get dry. But everything's ready. All I gotta do is put the glass pieces on the front of the missiles, and we're done. And I'll get all those matte sprayed. So when I'm getting ready to start, and I did the fixes, and we'll see how it looks. You know, I might have to do a little bit more as I keep painting and see how it does. But I'm getting ready to pre-shade. And if you guys have been following me, you know what's up. But if you haven't, I will show you that real quick, how I do it and what I'm looking for, why I do it the way I do it, and then I'll get on it. And I'll share with you guys at least on the wing. And I'm sorry if it's not going to stay in frame all the way, but you know, it is here there. So give me a second to get some paint mixed up, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back, and ignore the compressor because I got it going. But paint on my fingers, that's okay. So when you want to do pre-shading, you're just wanting to bring out some of the highlights to help define it. So pick a point and don't go crazy, but don't also worry if it's not that neat. You know, if it's not a perfect straight line and all that. But basically just like so. Because if you don't have a perfect straight line, don't worry, your primary paint's going to cover it up. This is just to help highlight some of the detail into the kit and focus it. And like I said, don't worry if, you know, it's like, oh my god, this is going crazy. Because these things do that. But yeah, so basically, yeah. And you can do pre-shading however you want. You want to do lines like I'm doing, or if you want to, you know, kind of like here, I give it a little bit more shade because I want to make sure that comes out. So, but yeah. So basically, yep, this is it, guys. That's how I do it. And give me just a second. Let me finish that. Okay. So if you've never done pre-shading and you're new to an airbrush, as you can see, I have paper on the table, but kind of play around with it a little bit. Figure out what happens. You know, if you push a little bit, what does it do? Does it get closer? Does it get darker? And all that. And then just run some lines, guys. Don't be afraid to do that. And just, yeah. So, yep, just like so, guys. So I'm gonna keep working on this, and when we get back, I'll let you guys see how crazy this actually looks. So, see you in a bit, guys. Okay, guys. Well, might be a little bit more pre-shading I'm going to do, but for the most part this is now pre-shaded. It's now getting, I'm going to start primary paint, and when I start that I'll show you what I'm going to do, guys. But as you can see, this thing looks crazy, but trust me, this is going to help show so much. So I'm going to let this get good and dry and get ready to start primary. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, I'm getting ready to start the paint, the primary paint. This stuff is good and dry. And as you can tell, I've masked off areas. Like this is going to be, this whole upper part is going to be the darker gray. But the bottom is going to be the line, so I wanted to give me a little bit of room because I don't want to, with the pre-shading I did on everything else, I don't want to get it lost. If I go ahead and just paint this all one primary color and then do in the other part, I want to keep showing the effects. So that's what that is. So I'm going to get started on this, guys, and I will show you at least the first coat, and then I will just keep working on it and go from there. So give me a second to get some paint mixed up, and I will show you what the first coat's like. If you, like I said, if you haven't been following my channel, I will definitely do that for you, and we'll get going. This thing's really starting to come along. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, well, I've got it mixed up, and when you do pre-shading, or even if you don't do pre-shading but you do paint, if you haven't followed me before, don't try to do it all at once, and I'll show you what I mean. So the bottom of the plane is all this lighter gray, and I'm going with T.B.I Sky Gray, and that is XF19. It's a sky gray. And then, like I said, check on your paper, but you know, you don't want to go crazy right off. Okay? And as you'll see, I'm not doing real heavy because I want, and you might have to move this thing, your project around a bit so you can, like I'm doing, especially these longer parts. And like I said, you don't have to have your airbrush right up against it. Like I said, you know, just lightly do some passes, and you know, sometimes it gets weird, I know, but sorry guys if I'm not saying anything. But here, I'll show you on the wing here. And if you're wondering why it's a little darker right there, it's because I had a light leak. I wanted to check and see how that came out, and it was still playing crazy. So, but like I said, you can see how far away I have my brush, my airbrush, and I'm not, like I said, not going crazy with it. I'm just putting light coats right now, and then. So, like I said, you're going to have to get used to turning this thing if you can, because you are going to have to manipulate it a little bit to get this going good. So you make sure you get, like, because where these weapon armament load arms are, you're going to have to, you know, because I put them on. You know, sometimes you don't. You put them on. You know, you paint them and then put them on later. But I wanted to get them on here, so yep, just like this, guys. And as you can tell, it's not real crazy. And like I said, yeah, I got it masked off, so I have a little bit better. When I go do the darker color, I have a better line to deal with. So, that is actually the first coat on the bottom, and now I'm going to turn it over and do the top. And what you do is, with these other coats, it's going to help blend the paint a lot better. It's going to make it a lot easier to deal with and go from there. But, yeah, it just makes it work really, really nice. And, okay. Darn thing. Yep, not you. So, and then when you go to the second coat, you're gonna, you know, you go ahead and mix the paint the first time like you normally do when you're painting something, and then your second coat you thin it out a little more, and so it spreads even more and it's a little thinner. And then the last coat, if you go to a third coat, you thin that down even more, and you keep doing that until you're happy with what you want. I usually do about 2 to 3 coats, and then I'm pretty happy. So that's how you do it. So I'm going to keep working on it, and I will come back when I get it done, and I'll show you what it looks like, guys. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright guys, well that's 3 passes, or 3 coats with the sky gray. And as you can tell, you can see that it's gray, but you're seeing a little bit of the shadowing. And that's what we want to do. And then get this turned over for you so you can see that. And yeah, I know the wings I'm going to have to work, you know, this is where it's gray, and then in here, and then I'll get all this taken care of and then remask so I can get those nice little turns in there and get the top done. But I'm going to let this sit and dry probably for most of the rest of the day, or, you know, just see how it goes. We'll see. Step back, take a little bit of a break, and visit with family because my in-laws are in town for my daughter's graduation and her birthday. So this is 18th birthday today. But I'm probably going to get the masks off when this gets set for these, because these are going to be aluminum or steel. And then that way I have a good start tomorrow, or whenever I get going on this again, so I can mask off. But here's the inside of the rudders, so you can see that nice, you get that nice little oof. It's coming out a little bit, but not crazy. So there's where it is, guys. So when I start on more, or start on the next paint pass, I will show you that. Well, good Thursday morning, and as you can tell, I've masked off again. And what I've done is I put my masking tape, and then I used my X-Acto knife, and I lightly tried getting the curves somewhat. They might not exactly match the printed picture, but they're going to look good because I'll be able to blend everything. But this way now I'm going to start with dark sea gray XF51 on the T.B.I, and I'm going to do the same thing I did yesterday. I'm going to do several light passes and let it dry, then I'll pull off the masking tape and see what I need else to do with it. But don't always worry about trying to get it exactly like it shows in the instructions, because unless you can actually have a printer where you can do vinyl masking and the program, which I don't, maybe that's the next thing I need to get, you're not going to get it exactly to the printed picture. So, but you can use your paints to help blend in and do some dry brushing and do some weathering to help blend it in. So with that, guys, I will be back when I get this done painted, and I'll show you the result. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, well, I've got the masks off, and you can definitely, most part it looks really good. I mean, there's going to be some weathering I got to do to help blend this. So the last part of painting I actually have to do is the aluminum here, and then that's it. I'll get her gloss coated, and we'll get started on the decals. But yeah, so that's how it looks, guys, and trust me, it looks really good. Let me go ahead. This is pretty well getting there, so I'm going to get this last bit of paint on, let it get dry, and get it gloss coated. But here's the rudders we started, and the 2 different colors of the gray and then the white on top. So with that, guys, I'm going to get back to work, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, the gloss clear coat is good and dry, and yeah, I gave it a few hours. It's one of the big things. Don't, you always hear me, don't rush things, because I like to try that and make mistakes. So I gotta let it good and dry. So what I am starting, and the biggest thing if you're new to my channel, is remember, take your time with decals. You don't have to do them all at once. You don't have to do them in one sitting. Take your time. So like right now, the things I'm going to work on are the rudders, and then I'm going to get the bottom completely done, and then that's it for the day. What happens, because I do use Solvaset, and Solvaset's a great piece to have on your bench, because it helps get the decals into those corners and gets rid of the film on them and helps everything. But you know, if you get in a hurry or you're like trying to get it all done, and if you've already put a decal on and then put Solvaset on it, and as it's starting to dry and wrinkle up and you touch it, you're going to tear it or mess it up. So best thing I can say, guys, make a plan. If it takes a couple of days or 2.5 days, even 3 days, go with it, because I have made the mistake again and again of, oh, I can get this done, I can get my fingers around it, and then I do something and I tear it up. So like I said, so what I'm going to do is the bottom of the plane and the rudders, and then tomorrow I'm going to work on the sides and the top. So the other thing, as you can see, is I pretty well cut all the decals. I've looked at everything I'm going to need, and I'm already getting them in pieces. This is a good thing to do too, so you're not trying to go around the sheet and figure out, okay, what now I got to cut it, what, this is in the way. So go ahead and try to section it out, get them ready. So like right here, this is for the bottom, the rudders of the plane. Little hooks, and I mean, you can see right there, I mean, I know it's hard to see, but those things are a little bitty. But if you've seen my episodes, and you know when I was decaling the NX01, I'm used to those. So, guys, I am going to get working on this, and I will show you when I get stuff done. So I'll see you in a bit. Well, it is Friday morning, guys, and yes, it's my birthday, so I was doing some things with the family. And now getting back to this. So, as I said yesterday, I did the bottom and got it completely done for what needs to be on the bottom. So I don't even have to look at that, but look at that. That's what Solvaset can do, and if I can, there you go. There might be a little bit of stuff I got to do a little touch up on, but not really any. And then, like I said, Solvaset gets down and grabs those and melts into those details. So that's the awesome part of Solvaset. Now comes the fun part of the hundreds. I know, exaggerating. Sorry about the phone, guys. The bunch of decals that gotta go over top. And the great thing is, I'm probably gonna be able to finish all of it, because I'm gonna use the stand that I made to get the side decals on of the wings in here, but I want to get the top completely done so I don't have to touch it again, and then I can work with the stand to do the sides. But so hopefully we'll be getting done with this today. Well, at least the decals and everything, and then I'll have to, you know, do the last little bits. Like I didn't put this on underneath, and I need to paint it, and then I'll glue it on when it's done. But if I would have put it on now, it would have just snapped off. I gotta re-put the antenna or whatever it is here, and that's pretty much it in the weapon system. So guys, I'm gonna get going on this, and I'll see you when I come back. Alright guys, well, I got the decals done about 4 hours ago, got Solvaset, and then I came back and tested. And that's the one thing about the Revel kit, the decals, sometimes they're really good about getting, you know, dry with Solvaset, and other times it takes them a couple of days. This actually worked out great. It's done. So I've already added my black wash to help weather this down. Now, when you do black wash, or like T.B.I, you know, one, you can leave it just like it is. When you cover it, you wash it, or, and I will show you guys, because I'm going to have to do that, I'm going to take a clean cloth and mineral spirits and just lightly wipe this down. So it keeps some of the black grime and dirt, looks like dirt and dust and all that, and then gets rid of the stuff it doesn't. So that's where we're at, guys. I'm actually, hopefully here in about another hour, I'm going to get this wiped down, let it get really decently good and dry. I mean, really good and dry. And then I'm going to go mat it, and I'm going to call it done. But not yet, because I'm going to show you with the mineral spirits, and then I'll let you guys know. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, well, you can let this dry up to however long you want. I usually give, because I'm going to get a lot of it off, I usually let it go for about a half an hour to 45 minutes. So I use a clean t-shirt cloth, white. You can do things like Q-tips. Sorry, I'm zoomed in there, guys, but here. So if you do a Q-tip, get a little container full of your little, you know, mineral spray. You can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. Dump it off, and then, sorry, what you want to do is just lightly do that. Just go over it, and then Yeah, that's why I don't do Q-tips much. It takes forever. So I use a piece of, like I said, t-shirt, and I'm not very hard with it, but I'm not exactly really gentle. So, and then I take, I get both sides done like on this. So it's, when I go to dry it, it's pretty good. So like I said, you know, and then you take a dry part of it, same thing, just, you know, put your finger in it or two, and then just lightly brush. You're not taking all, but you're not leaving a lot either. So then we go over to this side and do the same thing. Just like that, guys. And now we'll let the mineral spirit dry. So just to show you the difference, this one I haven't done yet. Here, let me get it up here. This one I haven't done yet, and this was the one I have done. And see if you can, so you can see that difference. And I'll do the same thing with the plane, but I wanted to, it's easier to show you guys with this. Or here, let me see if I can bring at least that wing in and show you. Again, it's just, a lot of this is just really, really light. You know, not going crazy, but just ever so lightly. You know, sometimes you might have to re-dip a little bit, but, and then like I said, get another part of the cloth and just very so gently wipe it off. And what you leave is what you're going to get, and what you take is okay, but it'll help enhance those shadows you're doing, like that pre-shading I did, and then it leaves that and makes it look grimed. So there you go, guys. So you can see the difference in both the wings, and I'm going to keep going on this. So when we get back, I'm going to hopefully have this matte coated and ready to show you the finished product. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, happy Sunday, guys, and yes, the A10 is done. And I know it's weird with being Sunday, but I have a lot of things going on with my daughter's different style of graduation. So the school is letting the seniors, because it's a small school, line up in front of the school in their caps and gowns and all their things, and people can drive by taking pictures, wishing them congratulations, all that. So that's today, but yesterday was cleaning house and getting stuff ready because we have friends coming over to celebrate her graduation. But like I said, A10 is now done, and I'm pretty darn happy with it. I mean, I look at every model and go, okay, I could have done that better or not, but I'm very, very happy with this. And I love doing this on the bottom because it definitely highlights the work that went underneath with the armaments and stuff. So, but give me 1 second here, guys. Let me shut that off. And, oh, sorry, guys. Let me try this. Computer, turn off studio.
Okay.
There. So, I mean, yeah. And there is a flash, you know, over here. But I'm going to have to take a look at it. Maybe have to scrape a little bit out of it before I box this up. But there you go, guys. Computer, turn on studio.
Okay.
So, there we go, guys. Sorry, focus. Come on. Focus. Alright, I'll do this. Alright, guys. But that's it. Nice rush job for the end of the week. I like it, you know, but I'm happy with it. It looks very good. Learned a lot of things again, but there we go, guys. So with that, I know this is probably coming up on Monday, but I want to wish you guys a happy week. Have a great rest of your week. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time on the bench.